Hey, music sounds a little bit weird in my ears. Hi, everybody. I know that it has been a while, and that's okay. It is January 1st, 2020, first day of the year, first month, and got a little inspired recently by a couple of things. My very dear friend Tim is always wondering, and while he's not pushy, he's kind of like, are you doing a show? Have you done the show? What's going on? So, sounds like my music needs a little bit of help as well, but here we are, kicking off the new year. What really happened is this morning I wrote a poem, and I was going to write it all out, and I love to share poetry and stuff like that as well, but I thought, hey, I'll read it to you instead, because what the heck, I can. So here we are. All sorts of people saying Happy New Year, and got all those good messages coming across, and started thinking about, what does that really mean, and what are we really saying, and what we're really saying, and what we really mean is that we wish the best for people, that we hope the best, that they have a new year, a new start to their lives, kind of a fun time to be able to reflect and see what you've done and see what you would like to do. But you don't want to get too wrapped up in it. You don't want to get to where you're doing all this goal setting or unrealistic things. So, keep it simple is my recommendation. And you'll be able to find a way to find out what's really important. This was quite an interesting year for me, if we are to segment 12 months at a time. I also was thinking about one of the other reasons why I'm doing this is because I started thinking about, we're taking down the tree today, of course. That also lends to a very fresh new beginning, because the house just looks so pretty and big after a tree, an uninvited guest, if you will, or that's what my dog Tanner thinks, what the heck is this tree doing in here? But he does pretty well. But I always love to do it because it switches over the color scheme in your home, and you start thinking about already, because we are in this northeastern Ohio area with a little bit of snow on the ground, but the sun is warm, so it's really like this nice mixture of, spring is around the corner. And I thought about the 90 days before Christmas, and we're like, why are they doing that? It's not even Halloween yet, and they're putting up Christmas, and then next thing you know, Thanksgiving's out. I don't take down my Thanksgiving until Christmas, and the next thing you know, you're like, it's Christmas. I'm not ready. If you celebrate it and you enjoy it in that way. So if those 90 days could go that quick, how about if the next 90 days go pretty quick for us, and we'll have spring upon us. But I was thinking about, kind of looking around at some of the little gifts that I got. I have 3 daughters, 3 adult daughters. They're in their young 20s. And some of the stuff that they got. And one of the things is my daughter got me a box of brand new 24 set of Crayola crayons. And she wrapped them up individually, and they were from her. And I know exactly where she's going with this, because she, too, inspired me to start drawing and coloring again. I'm a storybook writer, and I'm really starting to think, because I can't find an illustrator, I will figure out a way to do these on my own and get those words out there. I know I've been saying it. Took a look. I got 102 episodes of this show. I really took a big pause. It sure seems like I have more. I think, there was just a big pause there, and I can talk about that on another show, but I took a little hiatus, and I took a hiatus before, and then I went back on, and there's just been some interesting things that have been going on, and consistency is a little bit of an issue that I have. But I got some crayons. I got a real pretty pink cream little cream pitcher, little creamer, and sugar bowl. I got pink briefcases and a white watch, and It's just kind of looking at over some of those really pretty things that I got, and between Tim and the girls, and a beautiful white platter from my friend Denise, and I got a little bird to set in my window for my sister Cleo. So there's all sorts. It was just a crazy good Christmas. It really was. And it also reminded me of last Christmas. And last Christmas, Tim got me this ridiculously beautiful, brand new, glittery, look like a diamond microphone. And he got me a set of headphones because he believes so much in what I'm doing here. And I need to, sometimes we have that belief and we forge, we press on and we do what we're supposed to do or what feels good in our heart, and then we pause. We don't really know why that happens, but it does. So I was just kind of looking over the year, and I'm just so grateful for him for always inspiring and kind of motivating me to do this. He just has that much faith in me. So again, I wrote a poem, all the words, you should see them on the notebook page. There really are only a couple of scratch outs or edits. So this is right off the cuff. I probably would edit it 70 times if I retyped it, but I thought, what the heck, I'd give it a go. So I'm going to cue some sappy music here and see how far we get before I have to re-cue the sappy music. So the name of this poem or set of words or whatever you want to call it is called Another Year Has Gone By. Another year has gone by. I can't believe it's so. Why, it just seems I was enjoying the crashing of the waves as they kissed the shore just so. Another year has gone by, and I just cannot believe what life, God, the universe, and nature had planned for me, tucked quietly up there in their sleeve. For at the beginning of 2019, I surely didn't know that a fracture to my ankle would put me down for 8 weeks or so. I didn't know the unconditional love and caring that my new friend Tim would find a way of sharing. That the phrase waiting on hand and foot would become a way of life we would soon see. Well, to be honest, just don't know what I would have done. It was so really difficult for the independent me. I didn't know that in late spring, another life, that along with a beautiful trip to Milwaukee, sudden grief it would bring. A mentor, a new friend, a brother at work, you could say a sudden death would be upon us. It was sudden, tragic, a new belief. I just couldn't escape this level of deep, deep grief. But we all know the level of tears and heartache when we love our family and friends, when life takes its course and their life on earth ends. Another year has gone by. Really good stuff happened too, mixed in there with challenge and strife. Isn't it amazing when life happens to you? Another year has gone by, how the days came and went, rapid speed they did fly. They say this comes with age, but for me, I have always been amazed with time, almost as much as how words rhyme. For I remember asking my mom, Mommy, how can this be another first day of school? I always felt I hadn't done enough playing in the summer, wanted to do more fun stuff. And when that school year came to an end, itself an end, excuse me, my writing, it always brought a little tear, for I knew I would miss many of my dear friends. I am a crazy Facebook fan, as you all know, but much of what I have seen in these recent months and days is nostalgia pages as we share memory and history. I have learned that as we love and embrace our future before us, We reach back and lean into a sense of what was. Pleases and thank yous, old cars, stores, antiques along the way. The beauty of a flower as it peaks and reaches, captures that sun on a spring day. Another year has gone by, for sure, of reflection and lessons. Those lessons we have learned before, but humility and love, forgiveness for oneself, we can place those golden rules on our internal shelf. But what would reflection be without gratefulness, gratitude, and thanks for these? So my thanks start with you for your laughter and tears we have shared this year, for your compassion you share, and love for one another like old friends, cousins, sisters, and brothers. We share illness, fear, sadness, and disease, reaching out to one another with hopes to lessen our tears. For to share is a vulnerable thing to go through together year after year. So Happy New Year, we say with blessings for one another. But what we all know is that sadness, tears, and fears are all mixed in. They just can't help it at times. Yet my hope and will always be that together we laugh and share just as much to know one another, friends, sisters, and brothers, that we will all be there. Here are some things I did not know. That Twilight Zone has a New York marathon, or has a New Year's marathon, sorry. That New York, New York is now the New Year's Classic versus the Old Lang Syne. And honestly, that I don't know how to spell Old Lang Syne. That it is just any day. New Year's really is the first day of the first month of a new year. 1 is the beginning of anything, numerically. It starts off, it's one of the first numbers we learn, so we can learn how to count. That 1 is the first relationship it's to have with you. So take care of you so you can take care of some. We need you. So here's a recommendation. Just thinking. Together, and most of all, love us first. Lead with faith, love, and courage. Remember, it doesn't mean you aren't afraid. Courage is when you do it anyway. Yeah. Yes. Let's do it anyways. And you guys, if you're lonely without love, I love you. Even if from a distance. So that's my little New Year's message to myself and to you, the universe. Happy New Year.